Welcome! This is another very festive video. My name is Banu Baykal. I do weekly videos for everybody who wants to professionally and personally develop themselves. On last week's video, I talked about systems versus goals. What are they? What are their differences? Main reason why I have done that video was to knowing the time of the year to help you to increase your likelihood of keeping your new resolutions. Then after watching that video, I noticed that there are actually a couple of practical things I might be doing differently, and I can increase, by sharing this, I can increase your chance of believing in this topic and your chance of succeeding, setting right systems, habits for you. So in this video today, I wanted to share practical ways of creating a better systems, habits for yourself to achieve anything you want to achieve in life, and certainly in this new year. But before we switch to that, let's remember, goals are specific objectives you either achieve or don't in the future, like losing that 5 kilo, running 5 kilometers. They are very result oriented. Systems, habits are things you do on a regular basis to achieve your goals. It's not future state, it's here and now. So taking your garbage out every day, daily, having a walk after lunch. So they are, if you do something regularly, it's a habit system. If you're waiting to achieve it someday in the future, it's a goal. And this part is taken from Atomic Habits, and it's a great book to read if you want to learn more about this topic. Now let's talk about practical ways of doing it. How can you implement these things? I will tell what it is, and then I will tell how I am doing it personally, applying for myself. The first one, believing the progress over perfection. I have talked about this one in different videos. I will link down below. I'm a huge believer of 1%. What that means for me, if I want to do something, I don't wait for best timing. I don't wait for correct timing. I don't wait for better conditions. I just start and promise myself that I will do one thing every day about that thing. This is something I mostly use if I want to learn something new or create a habit. If I do a project, for instance, if I want to start implementing an idea, I just do it. Doesn't matter how crappy the result is, because my abilities, or in this case, in my inabilities, it might be very crappy at the beginning, but then I don't let it go. I keep trying to learn and improve the way I do it every day, just 1% better. If it's a skill, I don't know. This means I may need to practice every day for 10 minutes. If it's a project I'm trying to do, that may mean I will commit to do something about that every day. And it doesn't have to be something huge. That can be from asking somebody's ideas or rehearsing a speech. But I don't let that day go without doing anything about that thing. Even it may mean it is me sitting down and thinking about it only. I won't let it go. I am a person who is self-educated herself quite a bit. So I hope you can relate to how this habit of mine helped me to achieve the things I want to achieve in life, really. And there is a business advice I also wanted to give it to you if you accept. In my view, generally people are in a very good, they are in very good ideas. They feel like they have to innovate good ideas, clever ideas, new thing every day. While they are really important, and they are important, but in my belief, the biggest difference in success comes comes from consistency and quality of very core essential things. The second one is, I don't think long term, or I don't take big goals when I'm implementing a habit. I keep things here and now, and within my control, in a sense. This is something I apply when I wanted to quit a habit or add a new habit. My very simple example is how I quit using sugar. I'm quite a tea drinker. I can easily drink 10 mugs of tea every day. I know. If things require more sitting and concentration, number goes up. So I used to put 3 cubes of sugar in every tea I drink. in a very simple calculation, it means 30 cubes of white sugar every day. And this is like when you consider the whole year, it's at least 11,000 cubes of sugar in a year, considering I take no other sugar from anywhere else, which we know sugar almost is in everything. So I wanted to change this. I wanted to make sure that I live happier and healthier. And the biggest gain margin was for me to quit putting sugar in my tea. The way I implement it is almost I tricked my brain. So I didn't consider I won't use sugars for the rest of my life, or I didn't put a very strict rule to say all or nothing, I'm quitting sugar altogether. I looked at the biggest gain margin and what action can create the biggest gain. It was the sugar that I put in my tea. So I simply decided that I will change it in the day that I am in, I won't put sugar in my next tea. Next day I said I won't put sugar in my tea for today. Next day the same thing. I keep committing and deciding every day. There's a benefit of doing that way for me, because if I fail on one day, that's only that day. I can again say I decided to not take a sugar just after this one. Nothing is ruined. I simply keep deciding again and again, and this is for the time that I am in and I have a biggest control. Next thing I know, I quit sugar. It was, I think, more than 10 years ago. Yeah, now I can't drink tea with sugar. The taste is so weird for me, and I feel what I feel is my brain is very weak against long-term return of investment. So deciding a smaller targets in the time frame that I have a control, immediately starting, having a small targets and immediate rewards that are very soon, almost always works for me. In this case, deciding not to put a sugar on that tea at that moment and not drinking that way, or deciding the day that I'm not going to put any sugars in my tea today, and at night knowing that you achieved it, creates a very short-cycled reward and a success feeling. And being able to commit every day from scratch gives a stronger will, if you know what I mean. So in my view, that works a lot better. Third one is the most important one: being busy for almost anything, not having enough time for anything you want to do. Another common reason why you cannot start gym, clean your house today, cook healthier food for yourself, or have time to learn a new skill that you want to develop. I wanted to explain how I see this topic, hoping that it'll help you. I want to separate three things: being physically tired, being mentally tired, and feeling overwhelmed. Understanding, being able to name these three different states will give you such a control over yourself, you won't believe it. This may sound odd to you, but bear with me. So I want to explain how I do it. I don't rest by doing nothing. I rest by switching task types. So I think this one is better if I explain by giving examples rather than, talking in theory. Let's assume I'm working for my daily work in front of my laptop between different tasks, and I do my work. I feel tired mentally, but physically my body is not tired. Then I might be switching to vacuuming the floors. This can be a good task after that, because then I rest mentally, but I get tired physically. Then I can sit down and prepare the background of this very YouTube video actually. And in this preparation with a cup of tea, I rest my body, but I work mentally. Then I can do a 30 minutes gym session over a YouTube video, which will mean that I rest mentally, but my body gets tired again. Then I can get into a shower. This will relax my mind and body and soul. And then I will play with my children, which will give me a huge joy. Then I'll prepare dinner, because it's dinner time and I am not mentally doing anything and not tired. That may mean that I will listen some YouTube videos, audiobook, or the the picture. You get the picture. You understand. I'll listen something as I do that. I rest by separating mental and physical activities and switching between them during the day. And I know, I can almost hear you say that, Banu, what are you doing? Don't you have a moment that you don't want to do anything at all, like anything else? Yes, I do have those moments, but I literally sit down and do nothing. You know, but then it doesn't take too much time. I get bored, and they don't take too long. But of course, behind that, I actually know what you're referring here. You're saying where you don't want to do anything at all, but what you really mean is sitting down and surfing in the mercy of YouTube mechanism. That's what you mean. So this is not doing anything. You're doing something in those times. You're unconsciously escaping from something, and YouTube or another Netflix surfing is your escape point. I call those moments as feeling overwhelmed. And what you're doing is escaping. I think you need to address that properly. If you don't, you won't be able to solve it by surfing all day long. When you are feeling overwhelmed, that's a sign that something is bothering you, or you're feeling overwhelmed because everything is just too much. And you want to escape, and this is so natural. But if you can stop, don't switch the autopilot, which is another habit actually. It's a habit of escape. If you can try to understand what makes you feel this way, I believe you can address the whole thing a lot better. And being able to address it such a way will give you so much time back that you won't believe. Let me know if you want to hear more about how I feel, how I think to manage that feeling, or if you're interested to hear more about the whole thing. What I'm essentially doing is I don't rest by doing nothing, and nothing means mostly, being on your phone, jumping one place to another. I very carefully separate physical, mental tiredness and switch between those tasks. And I try my best to recognize if I'm feeling overwhelmed. And I try not to escape from it. I try to solve it or address it. And sometimes just to your husband or your, somebody to saying that you're feeling overwhelmed will make you think differently. You'll be able to think different solutions than just surfing online, losing your time over nothing. That three things gave me so much time back that I can use any way I want. There you go. 3 simple things I felt can be helpful for you. If you haven't watched the previous video, please do watch it. It will give you a great essentials for any change you want to do. And you can implement in any part of your life really. Please remember, for any change you want to do, first you need a very strong why. And after that strong why, you need a very realistic state about your current situation and good understanding of a desired state. Then for the rest, start implementing immediately in a very small and concise way. What makes 1st of January very special? It's just the meaning you see in it. Why not today? I promise, if you start whatever is that you wanted to start, or that day will be as meaningful for you. Hope it was helpful. I wish you realize everything you dream of, and have a great week. If you feel those videos are helpful for you, please comment, share with your friends, and help me to share this goodness with different people. Any like means a lot to me, gives me the energy to make another video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.